And then you hear AK-47 style rifle, and it's like, okay, I think we all know what this was. Joining me now is Richard Lowry, editor-in-chief of National Review. And Rich, we were together the last time. Like, how many times are you and I going to get together about breaking news that President Trump was almost assassinated?
But this is just so wrong. We could be inches away from a tragedy that will change American history. Obviously, a man would be killed and his family would be devastated forevermore, and it would derange American politics.
Yeah, they already had a warning, as if they needed one, that there are dangerous lunatics in this country, and they're really focused on Donald Trump.
All right, forget the facts that Donald Trump wasn't even shot at, or that the guy with the AK-47 style assault rifle at his golf course was a Trump-thumping Republican nut job.
He loved Trump, voted for him in 2016, and was a hardcore Republican in 2020.
You want to know the crazy part? That's not even the craziest part of this interview.
And they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants.
What did he say?
Because in yet another insane Megyn Kelly interview and a wild turn of events that surprises absolutely no one, conservatives have shifted from Donald Trump's debate tactic of screaming J.D. Vance's racist mistruth social tweets at the moderators to boiling it down to what we all know they're really mad about. That non-whites are coming into the country.
I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion. These are animals, okay?
And they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants.
Because you don't really hear Trump or his supporters talking that way about, I don't know, Swedish immigrants or Scottish or German immigrants, like where Trump's family comes from. Though I think that last one they don't complain about for slightly different reasons. But yesterday, the MAGA lunatics dropped the charade entirely in what could be seen as a Freudian slip or an intentional dog whistle for all the racist conspiracy nuts watching the Megyn Kelly Show, which is apparently a staggering 2.4 million nut jobs. And that is insane and frightening because when I made a video about her cussing out Taylor Swift just the other day, she had 2.36 million. But anyway, on her show yesterday, this asshat named Richard Lowry, looking here like he's eagerly waiting to drop the N-word with the hard R, literally almost did just that while talking about Haitian migrants in an interview with Megyn Kelly on her insane talk show. Which, like I said, we've covered quite a bit on the channel recently.
And I don't give a who gets upset. This is disgusting. If she wants to vote Harris Walz, she can do it all she wants. But to say the reason she's doing it is because of Tim Walz's stance on LGBTQ, F you, Taylor Swift.
Now, before we get to the full clip of this face nearly full-throating a racist slur like Laura Loomer, and this is true, is currently full-throating Donald Trump on his plane, I want to ease us into the internalized racism with the other insane moments that led up to this, as well as some background on Richard racist coming out the closet Lowry. Because first, Megyn Kelly continued in her Megyn Kelly fashion of making nonsense and lies into hot-button culture war issues that Dick here was all too ready to go along with.
And then, all right, that's fine. That's some no-name nobody's ever heard of. But would you listen to NBC Nightly News, where on a Sunday, they brought in Lester Holt to handle the special coverage. And this was his framing of today's news.
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio. This weekend, there were new bomb threats in that town. Our Maggie Vespa is in Columbus, Ohio, with more.
Why the hell is this her dog whistle when she wants to signal people to be mad at things that clearly aren't a fucking issue?
It comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric from Trump and Vance. We just saw this happen on MSNBC. Now it happens on NBC with Lester Holt.
Yeah, it's blaming the victim.
Blaming the victim? No, it's reporting the news. Something Megyn wouldn't know a damn thing about after being trained on Fox and then leaving to start her own alt-right YouTube show for conspiracy theories and hate without getting sued. But of course, as usual, it gets worse.
Rich, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 24 hours, someone on MSNBC blames Trump. And then I checked my Twitter. I was driving in the car when I talked to him. And then when I got to a spot where I could check Twitter. There it was. It had already happened on MSNBC. So it's just perverse. And it's fine if you want to say.
And that's not it.
Oh my God, Megyn, you're whining and getting upset over nothing is making my brain hurt. Guys, that's your signal. Say mean things about her in the comments. This is the sign.
Lindsay Davis, obviously still, her hands are still dirty from Tuesday night's debacle of a debate. She brought in to cover ABC's nightly news in the wake of her huge debate victory, which I guarantee you is how ABC sees last Tuesday. And listen to her coverage of what just happened.
Details just coming in from West Palm Beach. The Secret Service treating this as a threat against the former president. Agents have detained a suspect and have recovered a weapon. This comes 2 months after the former president survived an assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. Pierre Thomas and Mary Alice Parks lead tonight's coverage. Also tonight, Springfield, Ohio on edge. Local schools are being threatened with violence, and a college shuts down activities after threats were made following the baseless rumors that Haitian immigrants have been eating pets.
Okay. Got to move on to the pet story. And by the way, they're treating this as a threat? Treating it? Oh, a guy with an AK-47 style rifle 300 feet away pointing at a down. Yeah, it's a threat. Then he fired it for Secret Service. Yeah, you can go ahead and remove the qualifying language.
What the f*** are you talking about, Megyn? She said the FBI is treating it as a threat. That's fucking basic reporting. Something you would actually know nothing about, so I guess I can't be that mad. And while the people conservatives care about the least, namely innocent children and people of color, are getting bomb threats and threats of violence, you're over here railing against them and complaining about a guy who didn't even get a shot off at Trump.
The agent, who was visually sweeping the area of the 6th screen, saw the subject armed with what he perceived to be a rifle and immediately discharged his firearm. The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots at our agent. With reports of gunfire, the former president's close protection detail immediately evacuated the president to a safe location. The protective methodologies of the Secret Service were effective yesterday.
And listen, is it insane that one of your maggots is even attempting to do this? Absolutely. Should we be having to deal with any political violence or threats of it at all? Of course not. But tell me why. It's almost always one of you bigoted heads that's the perpetrator and not hardworking immigrants who come to this country looking for a better life. If conservatives have their way, most of those immigrants would leave willingly as far-right nut jobs continue to shoot up schools, call for civil war, and make this place the same dystopian shithole country most of those immigrants are apparently fleeing from. It's a Magadonian self-fulfilling prophecy, for f***'s sake. Anyway, like she said, they finally moved on to the story Richard's closeted racist ass was itching to talk about with Springfield, Ohio, and the Haitian immigrants.
I mean, they're doing it to J.D. Vance right now. You saw he gave an interview to Dana Bash today, and they had this long 17-minute exchange. And if you listen to the full clip, he says, by drawing attention to what's happening on the ground, it's just, as this like line goes online, you don't hate the media enough. Go ahead.
You remember Alternative Facts with Kellyanne? They did the same thing. She wasn't saying you make up fictions and pretend they're facts. You bring other facts to bear in the debate that are being ignored. And that's what he was saying. And I think it was in that interview where Dana Bash says, the police have gone through 11 months of recordings of calls, and they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants taking geese from ponds. Only 2 calls. And I think one lesson of this whole story, people don't care about geese. People really hate geese. They all things considered, I think people would prefer Haitian migrants to come and take the geese off the golf course, right? So it's pets, it's the cats and dogs that's become the standard. Geese clearly don't matter.
And she just let that ride, even going on to laugh after he said it and then laugh about his joke about the geese. I genuinely don't even know how to react to this stuff anymore. I mean, at least they're outing themselves in public on live TV. Or sorry, live Megyn Kelly Show on YouTube and SiriusXM. But yeah, folks, that's the story. I genuinely, I think I've already explained how I feel about it, but let me know in the comments, do you think it was a Freudian slip or a dog whistle? Because I have never almost said migrants in that fashion. My God, I'm too bewildered to think up an outro, but thank you for listening. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and think Megyn Kelly and the rest of these right-wing nutjobs are absolute lunatics. Thanks for supporting Really American. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.